Hi, my name is Jillian Vieira and I'm a stylist with Cadre. I feel like it's always been kind of an inkling for me. I was always a really creative person. I danced competitively for 10 years, so that idea of bringing art into my life in different ways was always with me. I think it must have been when I went to university. I was doing science and I love science, but I think I was always pulled to this creative sort of element that is really deep within me. So I worked at magazines throughout university and did an internship and knew that I wanted to be someone in fashion. I would say in the last couple of years, I've sort of adopted a capsule wardrobe, which I think is indicative of what I think or where my style is headed. And I'm really looking for classic pieces that can last a long time, that can go with a lot of other pieces in my wardrobe, things I don't have to think about too much, but pieces that always make me feel good. I think that my time as a fashion editor, the old school way of looking at things is very trend heavy, and I think over time I've kind of learned that trends don't always apply to the real person. And so it's sort of about reading between the lines, seeing what actually works for people. And that goes for models too. It doesn't, what's something super current right now is like, we're going all the way back to the 2000s, early 2000s, and it looked cute back then, and I feel a way about it now. And so I think it's about finding the elements that sort of hit on it, but not in a in-your-face kind of way. I think that my time as a fashion editor at magazines for 10 years really opened me up to this idea of sort of looking at fashion holistically. Because in a magazine, it's not just images, there's words, there's trends, there's different ways we lay out pages. And I think that having that experience and sort of thinking about storytelling, which is always, I think, a really big part of who I am and the work that I put out. And in the last little bit, I've had the opportunity to do some more on-air opportunities. And I think it is such in stark contrast to writing, but in some ways it's very similar, where in writing I'm using my voice to share something, and this is now actually just using my voice. And there's moments where it's a little scary, a little intimidating, but I think it's this next evolution of who I am as a stylist and a writer, and as someone who sort of wants to try a little bit of everything in this industry. Some of my most memorable moments, as a fashion editor, I think it also really helped me to, I was going to the shows in Fashion Month and seeing the clothes up close in person and doing the sort of go-sees after. That also really informed how I style and my expectations for how clothes should look and how clothes should feel and the impact that they should have. Along with that are fun times where, I got to be adjacent to someone like Harry Styles or meet really interesting people. And also early on in my career, being on set for really big, when, magazines had that impact, they were the medium of choice. Being on set for the big cover shoots with celebrities in New York it's like that electric feeling. And that's something that I'm always chasing. It doesn't matter what job it is. I'm always looking for that feeling where something is so right that you just get this feeling in your body. Where the hell did she find that? That is like my school picture in like grade 5. There's no way that's not on my Instagram. I was painfully shy, a diligent student. But I wasn't interested in sharing my voice or things that really mattered to me. It was just sort of like, do your work, hand it in, and get a good grade. And so I think I would tell that girl about, how you kind of like grew up into being someone who could even do this, be in front of a camera, and have the kind, always be yourself, never try to posture, and I think good things follow. I really do. I do. I think you have to work hard, but people want to be with good people in the room. It doesn't matter how talented you are. Really, I think that matters. And I think a lot of, my colleagues with Cadre, we all want to be with good people in the room, that make us feel good, people that are good in the world. And I think that really does matter in 2023, as it should. No room for assholes.